Confidence has nothing to do with what you have, but everything to do with what you think of yourself. I used to be an addicted video gamer, spent over 10,000 hours and more in video games, had barely any money. So, what confidence was there to be had? Wasn't very good with people. I had no girlfriend at age 22. Everything felt like a failure. And that was where my confidence level was at, right? Because how could I feel otherwise? When I went outside and was around people, I was ashamed of the fact that I was still living with my mother, right? Still living at home. All I did was play video games to run from this shame. I didn't feel like I was really meant to be confident. I'm an introvert and I just felt empty, felt like this is just how I am. But things changed. How, you might ask? Well, simply by slowly but surely, first of all, going outside, doing things, right? That is somewhat of a given to start to build your confidence. But the true game changer was actually on how I started to view myself. Things changed when I was outside and I happened to be at work. And we had this conversation with a group of people at work. I there was really ashamed of the fact that I was still living at home, right? Because I don't know, at that time it felt like it's something to be embarrassed of. How could you not have your own flat yet, your own home? You don't take responsibility. It's uncool. And that belief of mine was also you can't have a girlfriend or a relationship if you're still at home. Because, brother, embarrassing, right? Well, then there was this other guy that confidently opposed that whole idea, right? Threw into the group that why should he be ashamed of the fact that he still lives at home? That is just how his culture is, and that doesn't make him less of a man. He still takes his own responsibilities. He still does the dishes. He does whatever it is that you would do when you're outside of home. And dude was about to go into a marriage. So there was I thinking that this stuff isn't really going to happen. This then showed me that it wasn't really about my circumstances, but instead, it was about how I viewed my own circumstances. With you might feel different right now. You might feel like you can't really do these things. You're meant to be introverted, you're meant to be shy, and life just sucks right now. But the truth is, I get that. I was there. All I had in my 20s, early 20s, was that I was in video games and I was somewhat good at them, right? That was all I had. But that also came at the cost of having barely any friends. And that is to put it kindly. Well, the reality was I didn't have any friends. I had a birthday, which I remember, where not a single person congratulated me, right? It was a punch in the face, but also a blessing in disguise because it showed me that, sure, it's fun to play video games. It's cool to spend this time and talk to people online. But if you don't feel good about it afterwards, I believe that that is your body telling you that it wants otherwise. It's not really feeling well. You might be coping and feeling decent short term because you're shutting away whatever you're feeling. But the truth is, you want otherwise. You probably want better. Your mind, your body knows that it wants to be active in real life, wants to have friends in real life, a relationship in real life. So, brother, I get it. I truly get what it means to feel like you can't do it, to feel unconfident, to be in a room and just want to be invisible, and feel like you are invisible. but you can change these things. And all it takes are the tips that I'm about to give you. Things are the way they are in life. And sometimes things will be better, sometimes things will be not so well, or not as you want them to be, which is the important part. Life will not bend itself to your will. So instead of expecting your life to the earth to bend around your will and wishes, how about this? How about you and we try to accept things as they are, still go at it with pride. So, what changed? First thing I did was to really write down why I felt this way. What are the circumstances that I have, and why can I be okay with them? Writing that down gave me a better understanding of what the issue is and how I can practice to be there with pride. Well, this then, of course, brought the problem of how the hell do I do that? I've felt embarrassed about that for basically all time. Well, this is where kind of the kicker comes in. It's all about practice. The mentality of fake it till you make it is somewhat true. The important part here is that instead of randomly approaching this thing, once you've written down why you can be proud of it and you know what really matters, for me, it was that I live with my mother because she's a single mother, right? She made me grow up, and in our culture, it's very normal. So I stood with it with pride. I tried to and wanted to take care of my mother, right? That's what I did. So it's all about you understanding that where you are, what you are doing is completely okay, right? However, even with this realization that no matter your circumstances, you can still be confident, you've probably seen that guy that has almost nothing, almost no money, no nothing, but the dude is still very confident. He can still go out there, be with a smile, and be confident in the room. And the biggest realization that I had recently is that you can do all of these things. You can fake it till you make it. Your status can be not so good. Reality is, it's all about your mental state. The problem here these days is that our mental state is extremely fractured, right? I was an addicted video gamer, and my mind, my focus was all in video games. All I thought about and all I did was play video games. So, even with that realization, I had to change how I approach my life. Not because you can't be confident as a gamer, you can't be confident without status, but instead because my mind felt unwell, right? Even recently, even though I stopped, I was having a bit much of a time on YouTube, binging videos and so on. I completely stopped entertaining myself for the last, well, can't quite see it here, but 20 days, right? My mind's more focused. I can be here talking and my mind's free. This automatically brings you more confidence. But what does that mean for you in your life? This means that if you have your cope, to put it kindly, whatever it is, you might be coping with TikTok, you might be coping with, I don't know, binging some form of anime, video games, pick your poison. I think that you know what it is. Try to reduce it. Build in slight, tiny meditations here and there. Pick a spot where you know you can do it and do it. What are the things in your life that you feel like are destroying your confidence? Why are you truly feeling like that is hindering you from actually becoming confident? Would love to know. What I would also love to know is if this is at all helpful to you, or if there's any other topic you feel like you need help with. Give me some kind of signal. Would love that. And, well, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.